India all set to welcome 8 cheetahs from Namibia in a historic transcontinental mission. 3 Namibian male and 5 female adult cheetahs, all between the age of 2 and 5, will make the 11-hour transcontinental journey to Madhya Pradesh's Kuno National Park. A special charter flight carrying these cheetahs will land in Gwalior instead of Jaipur due to logistical issues. From Gwalior, they'll be taken to Kuno National Park and will be released into specially built enclosures by Prime Minister Narendra Modi during his visit to the national park on his birthday. There are some concerns regarding how well the rehabilitation of the cheetah in a different environment will work. Cheetahs went extinct in India in 1952. The African Cheetah Introduction Project in India has been underway since 2009 before picking up speed in the last few years. Well, why Kuno National Park? Well, it's free of human habitation. It does have an adequate prey base, offers forest grassland mosaic as well. So clearly the setting is conducive for their rehabilitation. It also has major tree species like salai, kardhai, khair and tendu. Also favorable climatic conditions. The stage is set for the return of those cheetahs 70 years after they went extinct. Cheetahs are set to walk on Indian lands again. 8 cheetahs will be welcomed on September 17th. The big cats will be brought in from Namibia. Have a look at this detailed report.
They're the fastest living land animals, and they're about to have a possible new dawn. Eight African cheetahs, 5 female and 3 male from Namibia, will have a new home in India. They're part of a first-of-its-kind transcontinental mission to repopulate them in India. Cheetahs became extinct in India in 1952. 7 decades later, they're coming to India in a customized Boeing 747 aircraft from Namibia's capital, Windhoek. Traveling overnight, they will reach Gwalior in Madhya Pradesh on the morning of September the 17th. Then they will be flown straight to their new home, Kuno National Park in Madhya Pradesh in helicopters. In total, they will have flown 8,400 kilometers. The aircraft bringing the cheetahs to India has been modified to allow cages to be secured in the main cabin. It will allow vets to have full access to the cats during the 10-hour-long flight.
We discussed together how to do it, and we decided to remove all the seats and do a special modification for this particular flight.
The aircraft is an ultra-long-range jet capable of flying for up to 16 hours without stopping to refuel. This will allow it to fly directly from Namibia to India.
This is the same plane which will take 8 cheetahs from Namibia to all the way to Jaipur and then to Kuno National Park.
It is a very important consideration for the well-being of these carnivorous cats who would be traveling empty stomach.
These cheetahs are all wild caught, they're not captive bred. So we have successful experience of tiger introduction. There is no issue with these animals which have been identified for translocation, and the introduction program will be a successful program.
The 8 cheetahs, ranging from 4 to 6 years of age, are expected to undergo stress, lose weight and possibly get disoriented during the translocation across such a large distance. That could also reduce their fitness for the wild. After they're released at Kuno National Park on the 17th of September, they will be kept in the Boman, an African word for a specially designed enclosure, for a whole month. In the Boma, carefully arranged prime cuts of small game of cheetahs has been introduced for these prime feline guests to hunt without competition for starters. This is expected to restore some of their spirit. After a month of acclimatization on a whole new continent, the radio-collared cheetahs will be moved to a bigger enclosure before being released into the wild in another couple of months.
This project is not something that is going to just be over as soon as we bring the cats there. It's a very, very long-term project. We're looking at probably not seeing results for 5 to 10 years. So it is very, very long, and just because we're bringing them there now, our work is just beginning.
This is the first batch. India is about to sign a memorandum of understanding with South Africa, and a batch of 12 cheetahs are being prepared for translocation in October. With Ashutosh Mishra and Pooja Shali in Kuno National Park, Madhya Pradesh. Bureau Report, India Today.
The cheetah relocation project is likely to face many challenges. The big cats are good at speed but are not good in conflicts. One of their greatest challenges to survival is the loss of habitat together with loss of a prey base. Here's another report.
Vulnerable and critically endangered. The world's fastest land mammal is set to arrive at the Kuno National Park in Madhya Pradesh. But the relocation from Namibia in southern Africa to India, where they became extinct 70 years ago, is fraught with challenge. Experts involved in the project agree the reintroduction of the large carnivore to its natural habitat is a longer-term effort.
Possibly could have, and once the cats arrive, they will go into holding bomas that are there in Kuno, which will also be where they'll be staying for the next month during their quarantine there in India as well.
Sleek, meant for speed as high as 74 miles an hour, ducking and diving like an athlete, cheetahs are delicate animals though. Animals which avoid conflict. They may have confronted lions and leopards back in Namibia, but in Kuno, the guests won't be welcomed graciously by competing predators. Like wolves, striped hyenas and sloth bears, not to mention the resident leopards in the Indian habitat, which can very well chase away cheetahs or worse, make a meal of them. And don't forget the tigers ranging in from Ranthambore, just 80-odd miles away. Dietary shift poses another challenge. In Namibia, the cats would go for the small game, bringing the impalas on their banquet table. Not a risk-free venture for them in Kuno that offers bigger praise in the buffet, and that explains why the cheetahs will be radio-collared in their new homes.
They are satellite collars and VHF, and so the collars actually have batteries in them that allow them to actually be tracked via satellite, and so we'll be able to follow where they are at all.
Cheetahs are highly adaptable. They have survived and thrived in deserts, grasslands and mountains in southern Africa. International experts extending all assistance they can to the rangers on the ground in Kuno to help the cats adapt.
These cheetahs would much prefer to have wild game than they would to have livestock. And so a lot of it is just for them to adapt to their new area, different sights, different sounds, and find their way around. And that's something that we will be assisting them with the researchers and the rangers on the ground to monitor them very, very closely for the country and for the people around Kuno.
A major experiment in cheetah conservation, a project whose success relies heavily on space, prey and less human interference in their new home. With Ashutosh Mishra, Bureau Report, India Today.